Coming up at noon, who's taking home medals this week as we round out Olympic competitions? Will Oregon native Alessandro Barbieri take a place on the podium? Plus, a botanical garden is facing cuts. What could happen if new funding is not made available for the Leach Botanical Garden? And the first public hearing for how to fund renovations at Moda Center has come and gone. How state leaders are planning to do it. U.S. snowboarder Chloe Kim is on her way to potentially winning gold. The women's halfpipe competition is finishing up right now. Good afternoon and thank you for joining us. I'm Tim Gordon. Kim is sitting in second with 88 points right now, and she has a chance to become the first American snowboarder to secure gold medals at 3 consecutive Winter Games. Her showing in Italy follows a shoulder dislocation just last month that had left her Olympic dreams in question. Her American teammates, Bea Kim and Maddie Mastro, are sitting in 7th and 12th, respectively. A Ukrainian skeleton racer was disqualified from racing today because of his helmet. This is what it looks like, covered with Ukrainian athletes killed in the war with Russia. It was worn by Vladislav Hershkovich, and moments before the start of his competition, he was told he wouldn't be racing. The International Olympic Committee explaining it was an emotional situation on both sides.
He is an athlete, and for me, I was not speaking to him in that room as a president. I was speaking to him as an athlete. We have these rules in place to try and be fair, and also to try and allow for us to do both things, right? To allow for athletes to express themselves, but also to allow for athletes to be safe. And I really truly believe that both he and his dad understand that. And I think this is a difficult situation that we are all in.
You can hear the emotion there. The IOC had offered Hershkovich the opportunity to display his helmet of remembrance before the start and again after the race, while also allowing him to wear a black armband while competing. And looking ahead to some of the big events happening tomorrow, you can catch 2 medals in the skeleton competition, the final race taking place this time tomorrow. And things are heating up on the ice at the men's free skate. 3 Americans, Andrew Torgashev, Max Naumov, and of course Ilya Malinin will take the ice. Malinin holds the top spot in the short program, followed by Japan and France. And you can cheer on Oregon native Alessandro Barbieri and his American teammates during the men's snowboard halfpipe. Barbieri is competing alongside and against Jake Pates and Chase Josie for a shot at the gold. And shortly after Breezy Johnson crashed during the women's downhill Super G event, she walked away with some new hardware. It wasn't another medal, though. It was an engagement ring. Johnson's longtime boyfriend, Connor Watkins, proposed to her near the finish line, and she said yes.
The medal count is brought to you on KGW by On Point Community Credit Union.
All right, we just heard that Chloe Kim came in second on her competition today. We'll take it. It's a silver. The United States in third place now with 13 medals, 4 golds, 6 silvers, and 3 bronze. Italy is in front with 16 medals. Norway in second with 14, and Austria and Germany round out the top 5. And moving to your forecast this afternoon, Chris McGinnis. Hey, we're on track to have a pretty sunny afternoon. The clouds are already kind of going away.
They are. You know, I got a really nice sunrise. Let me show you that from our Wells Fargo sky camera earlier this morning. The little bit of cloud cover that we had really providing it's just a colorful, gorgeous tapestry out there for the sunrise, right? Look at that. As that sun coming up over the Cascades, and we've got, of course, the cloud cover that was out there this morning. It is beginning to peel away, and we'll take you live now, pointed out over the south waterfront. Beautiful afternoon shaping up across the region. Last check, 47 degrees at PDX with a light northeast breeze. Elsewhere across the region, 49 right now in Beaverton. It's also 49 degrees in downtown Portland as well, and down to the south. Eugene checking in the lower 50s, as are most of the reporting sites along the Oregon coast at this time. All right, we're on our way to highs in the low to mid 50s this afternoon. We keep the sunshine going, tacking on almost 3 minutes of daylight a day right now. Well, it's pretty cool as the days are getting longer. Headlines moving forward, of course, mild and dry this afternoon. Light rain returns tomorrow. I'll walk you through the hour-by-hour impact of that increasing across the region with Futurecast in a few minutes. And then in terms of the weekend, we have a little bit of rain, But more notably, in the 7-day forecast, we turn cooler and a little wetter, which will allow for repeated rounds of cascade snow. More on that in your full forecast in just a few minutes.
Look forward to hearing about that. Thanks, Chris. All right, here's some important information for parents and kids. This morning, the Yamhill Carlton School District announcing school for the rest of the week has been canceled. This is because of a district-wide power outage that canceled school today. Students also have tomorrow and Monday off because of President's Day. Well, the Portland Chamber Orchestra has announced that its 79th season this year will be its last. The board of directors making the decision earlier this week, along with canceling the remaining 2 concerts for the season. It was founded in 1946 as an all-female string orchestra at Lewis and Clark College, and it was the country's longest-standing chamber orchestra. Well, in your top stories this afternoon, an update to a homicide investigation in Portland. Police have now released the cause of death of Jamal Rogers. Rogers' body was recovered from Johnson Creek near one of the Springwater Trail crossings back in December. We now know his cause of death was a gunshot. No arrests have been made. One person is dead after a trailer fire in Klamath Falls early Wednesday morning. Firefighters responded just before 2:40 a.m. to Laverne Avenue, where callers reported flames coming from the windows. One person was able to escape through a back window after the front door was blocked by fire. That person was taken to the hospital with smoke inhalation and burns. After the fire was put out, crews found one person dead inside. The cause of that fire in Klamath Falls still under investigation. Southeast Portland's Leach Botanical Garden is reportedly laying off half its staff and slashing educational programs after the city ended its annual subsidy. That's according to the Oregonian. The garden is a popular spring destination for everything from Mother's Day visits to school field trips. It served tens of thousands of people last year. Later this afternoon, we'll hear from the nonprofit's director on how things could shut down without new funding. And February is Black History Month, and events are already underway here in Portland and the area. Kicking off tomorrow is the Black History Month Legacy Music Showcase and Remembering Grace Collins at Alberta Alley. February 19th, it's a tribute to the legendary music of Bob Marley at the Arlene Schnitzer Concert Hall. February 21st, the 3rd Annual African Heritage and Black History Festival. And happening all next week from the 16th to the 22nd is the Northwest Black Comedy Festival at Curious Comedy Theater. For the details on these events and others happening this month, you can head to dopdx.com. All right, the Portland Blazers on the road this week as their home court is at the center of lawmakers' discussions. The latest in everything Portland basketball, right after the break.
I'm Matthew Herchick, new morning anchor at KGW. I'm a huge sports fan, and I know I might be from the Buckeye State, but I'm excited to explore what the Rose City has to offer. I want to make sure you're prepared for the day, whether it's bringing you breaking news or sharing those inspirational stories that make you smile. We've got you covered. Because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to Portland's #1 streaming newscast, Sunrise, weekday mornings from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
Developing today, lawmakers are considering a bill that could potentially steer public money toward a $600 million renovation at Moda Center. The upgrades are a key piece of the Portland Trailblazers' long-term future here. Corey Johnson has more on that meeting and what city leaders are saying about the big investment.
It was a public hearing for Senate Bill 1501, which could help bankroll major renovations at the Moda Center. The arena brings in around $670 million to the regional economy every single year and employs thousands of people. Wednesday was the bill's first public hearing in the Oregon Senate, and it would create a framework for shared ownership of the arena between the state and the city of Portland, with funding for renovations tied to taxes on players, performers, and nearby businesses. The city would also plan to make a hefty investment, including $120 million for the renovations, as well as operating expenses. The mayor says they're committing to over a 20-year period. Some, like Stephen Wright, however, with Tax Fairness Oregon, opposed the bill during Wednesday's hearing, saying taxpayers are footing the bill.
The risk of losing the Blazers far outweighs the cost it's going to take to just bring this stadium up to state-of-the-art fashion.
Thus, Oregonians, especially the poor, will be paying for what should otherwise be the owner's financial responsibility.
Now, the timeline on the city's investment is still unknown, as this bill would first need to begin to move forward. The bill will be discussed again in a work session on February 16th.
Thanks, Corey. And speaking of Moda Center, the Blazers were not there last night. Instead, they were in Minnesota to take on the Timberwolves. Blazers went into the game with a 3-game winning streak. That all came crashing down when the Blazers got beat pretty bad, 133 to 109. The Timberwolves scoring 43 points off 26 Blazers turnovers, too many. All right, but the Blazers have a chance to rebound tonight when they take on the Jazz in Salt Lake City. Right now, Utah is one of the worst teams in the West, sitting with a record of just 18-37. Okay, an easy mark. Blazers still sitting in 10th in the West, holding on to that last play-in spot. The Trailblazers' great Buck Williams has been named a finalist for the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. Williams played 7 seasons in Portland and was a key player during the team's run in the 90s. Williams was a finalist last year. The 2026 class will be announced in April. Chris McGinnis, I sure hope he gets it.
Yeah, I remember those early 90s Blazers,
Good
man.
stuff.
That was good stuff. All right, you know what else is good stuff? The days are getting longer. We have added more than an hour and a half of daylight since the winter solstice, knocking on the door of 3+ minutes now every day. We got lots of that out there right now as we look from the springs to the waterfront in Vancouver. 48 degrees and sunshine there, on our way to highs in the low 50s, but rain is in the forecast ahead. More on that in just a few minutes.
Hi, I'm Christine Padawanich. I'm a journalist at KGW, and I love exploring Portland's amazing food scene. New spot? I'm there. So I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. What happens here affects us all, and that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still, it moves. It moves you to act, to vote, to volunteer, to speak up, or to lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the good stuff that stays with you wherever you are. And at KGW, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Portland.
Look at this, stuck 50 feet up and still giving a thumbs up. All of that after landing that plane into a line of trees. The crash landing happening seconds after takeoff yesterday on the coast near Waldport. The pilot's friend confirming he didn't even need to go to the hospital. Something else. Alma McCarty has a closer look for us.
It happened so quickly.
Out on the Oregon coast,
Winds are usually pretty calm in the mornings here, and by early mid-afternoon they can pick up and get pretty strong.
Galen Gard explained how a beautiful day to fly took a turn for his friend.
I knew he was wanting to get out to the airport about noon, and I usually go out and meet him there, which we did again today, and had no idea it was going to end up like this.
This being the lightweight aircraft 50 feet up in the trees.
He did the run-up taxi down to the end of the runway and took off, and a gust of wind caught him and call it a takeoff departure stall. He kind of went over, stalled off to the right, and ended up in the trees.
Within minutes, first responders were on scene at the Wakanda Beach airport, and the pilot, Gard says, had the cockpit open, talking to friends on the ground. Crews got him out unharmed after a couple of hours.
Just thankful that he's walked away from it once we got him out of the tree.
As for the plane, well, it's still up there. Gard's going to call someone to get it down and see what's salvageable.
Yeah. Bits and pieces, but the airframes, it's history.
Ooh, but his friend is alive and well. That is something else.
Yeah, and giving him the thumbs up, just hanging out there for a few hours.
Good attitude. Wow.
Woo.
Just goes to show you never know.
Let's keep it on the beach.
Let's do that.
Surf's up, dude. Let's take you out to Seaside.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is our new Seaside camera, sponsored by Seaside. Yes, thank you very much. Showing the surfers out there. You know, the surf not terribly high today, but indications are we could be looking at 8 to 15-foot swells tomorrow. So we'll hold that thought. We'll come back to this shot tomorrow and see if the surf is really up. 54 degrees right now in Seaside, by the way. All right, the plan for today, mild and dry. The sun coming out after a little bit of scattered cloud cover out there this morning, I should say. Light rain returns tomorrow afternoon. I'll show you that with Futurecast in a second. A little drippy this weekend, and then cooler and a little wet next week. We're not looking at a ton of rain, but the cooler headline there is a big deal because we think that will open up the door for repeated rounds of some snow. Maybe not a ton all at once, but some snow in the Cascades and up at the Cascades ski resorts, and I'll show you that in a minute. All right, here's the here and now visible satellite imagery showing low cloudiness, still kind of hanging along the southern Tillamook, Lincoln County coast and points south. And we have some low cloud cover also across portions of southeast Oregon. Otherwise, a good chunk of the region actually, minus the high thin clouds that's putting a little veil on the sunshine out there. It looks really nice. And so that's what our afternoon's going to look like. Speaking of looking really nice, there's the fresh white on the top of Mount Hood from Oregon's Veterans Home out in the East Gorge in the Dalles. 42 degrees right now in the Dalles. We'll switch gears, take you out to Beaverton where it's 49, 53 in Westland, and the big picture across the state. Still kind of chilly underneath those low clouds and foggy conditions right now. Over in Burns right now at 35. It's 50 though in Central Oregon and Bend. All right, looking along the south waterfront again, there's that high thin cloud cover filtering the sun just a bit. 47 last check at PDX. The plan for this afternoon has temperatures in the Willamette Valley climbing into the low to mid 50s. We were 58 yesterday, so it's just a smidge cooler today, but right on par for the course this time of the year in mid-February. 51 or 52 is our normal high, so that's about what we expect. East side maybe getting to about 40 degrees or so over towards Burns, and the Oregon coast should hold steady, I think, the rest of this afternoon in the mid-50s. All right, big perspective here. Our next weather system offshore, not overly impressive, but this little bit of water vapor that is going to target the northwest coast as we go into tomorrow and into the weekend. So let's track it for you with the Futurecast. High and dry this afternoon. Next round of precipitation comes in tomorrow afternoon. It doesn't look terribly heavy, maybe 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch of rain. We get maybe another little glancing blow on Saturday and some snow in the Cascades, and then we'll get repeated rounds of cooler air and Cascade snow showers Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Check out this. This is the snow level forecast heading into next week. As we'll let that advance. Okay, come on. Hold it. Pause. Getting into next week, early next week anyway, Cascade snow levels could be down as low as 2,000 feet, maybe 1,500 feet. So that would be phenomenal news there. All right, today, clouds to sun. The sun is now coming out, 53 for a high. Tomorrow, afternoon rain, probably 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the Willamette Valley. And then a few showers on Saturday. Sunday looks like a mostly dry day before we bring in more occasional rounds of light rain next week. And that will, of course, with the cooler temperatures, Tim, lead to some Cascade snow Monday through Friday of next week.
A lot of skiers and boarders can be happy about that. Thanks, Chris. Well, air traffic at a Texas airport was grounded earlier this week, with the Trump administration saying a Mexican cartel was involved. What the actual cause was, coming up.
KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
I'm Trina Green, morning anchor at KGW and new dog mom to this sweet guy. Meet Barry. I love getting your mornings off to a great start, whether it's sharing stories of resilience and triumph in our community, or following breaking news from Beaverton to Gresham and everywhere in between. We've got you covered, because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to KGW Sunrise, weekday mornings from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
Welcome back. The search for Nancy Guthrie continues as investigators wade through more than 4,000 new calls and tips. Those tips coming after authorities released video showing a person of interest in the case. And now law enforcement has expanded the search into the Catalina foothills after finding what could be the gloves worn by the man seen in that video. NBC's Alice Barr has more details.
Investigators tracking new leads this morning in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, with our Tucson affiliate KVOA reporting that authorities found a pair of black gloves as they expand their search and have sent them in for DNA analysis. KVOA also reporting investigators are asking neighbors in the Catalina foothills to check their doorbell cameras for footage from January 11th between 9 p.m. and midnight. That's 3 weeks before Guthrie went missing, and from the morning of January 31st, 9:30 to 11. The community on edge, worried especially for older neighbors.
The thought of this happening to any of them is scary and sad, and yeah, I hope she comes back home so we can all feel safe again and so that her family can be happy.
Today Show co-anchor Savannah Guthrie and her siblings have called for the public's help to bring their mother home. And the Pima County Sheriff's Department says they've received 18,000 calls since Nancy's February 1st disappearance, with a surge after the FBI released this recovered video of someone tampering with her doorbell camera. Following one lead, Pima County investigators detained and then released a man on Tuesday and searched a property in southern Arizona. Authorities have not identified who they detained or why, but this man, Carlos Palazuelos, says it was him and he's innocent, noting investigators showed a relative photos of a masked man.
And they supposedly look like my eyes.
He says he delivers packages in the Tucson area but had nothing to do with Nancy Guthrie's disappearance as the community rallies to bring her home. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
An airspace restriction that shut down El Paso International Airport Wednesday was caused by U.S. military technology testing. According to multiple sources, the DoD was testing anti-drone technology near the airport. They were shooting down objects later identified as party balloons. Federal Aviation Administration issued a temporary flight restriction notice in response to the tests. A Trump administration official earlier said that Mexican cartel drones had breached American airspace and the Defense Department had disabled them. There is no confirmation from the Pentagon that any drones were shot down. We'll be right back.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
All right, Chris McGinnis is here. It's a beautiful afternoon.
It is 58 yesterday, so not quite as warm today, but still sunny after the cool and cloudy start. The clouds are breaking up, so good looking day today. Rain tomorrow. That rain probably gets into the Portland, Vancouver metro area sometime between about 2 and 4 o'clock. Light rain, but rain nonetheless. A little drippy for Saturday, Valentine's Day as well. And then turning cooler next week. Cool enough that we've got snow levels as low as maybe 1,500 feet. Monday through Friday next week, and that is great news. I don't see one big storm in the Cascades, but lots of little shots of snow seem likely next week up
We're
there.
going to be watching that. Love it. Thanks, Chris. And a reminder, we've added more live news to KGW Plus. Tune in to Sunrise exclusively on KGW Plus from 7 to 9 a.m. and later tonight at 5:30. So we certainly hope to see you then, and have a great day, everyone.